Hello and welcome to my channel, and this video is going to be part 2 of my Christmas Robin, which was supposed to be up on Wednesday, I think I said, but life got in the way again and I'm not managing to do 2 videos a week, so I'm trying to try 1 video a week. But yeah, so this is my Christmas Robin. This is the Robin part of the Christmas Robin, because the presents are pretty much done. And then, once again, still using Coral, whatever you want to say it, Painter 2019, yeah, I don't have 2020, and this is really sped up because it took a couple hours to do this one, about 5 or 6 hours, and that's a long video, way too long for somebody to sit through and listen to me ramble for 6 hours. I ramble a lot, but yeah, so I'm just adding basic brown and grays. I don't want anything too realistic, because that's not the look I'm going for here. Kind of looks like a Robin, that's the goal, but it doesn't have to look photorealistic, because I personally find that boring. To each their own. Sometimes it looks good, but for digital, I have a preference, but so it looks real, it's just not photorealistic. But like I said, that can still look really nice. I don't have the patience to do it myself. And then there's a lot of jumping around here because I was moving around the screen quite a lot and putting more in the background colors, just little swatches so I wouldn't forget what colors I was using, which I tend to do a lot anyway, so I don't forget the basic colors, and it changes shades obviously, but usually the basic colors are somewhere on the screen so I can pick and choose them again to use. And then I'm just blending away here, I think. Yeah, using the Real Pointy Blender. Catchy name that. No, not really, but I always confuse that with, I think it's Oily Blender, but I don't really like the way that one looks. It looks okay, but this one works better. But I've been using like pastels. It works for acrylics too, kind of, but it works better. I like it with the pastels, which is kind of at the moment my go-to with Coral, whatever you want to say it. Like I said, I just like the way it looks. Even though I do like the oil paint brush, it's a little slower to work with the oil paint brush because it reacts like oils, so you're constantly having to dip it back into a palette to get more paint on the brush. But this is obviously digital, so you don't need to do that. You just have to make more strokes with the tablet pen, because I would not be doing this with a mouse. I'd have even more gray hair if I was doing this with a mouse. You know, props to people who do things like this with a mouse. I know it's possible, people do it, but I'd much rather use my tablet because it's so much easier. And what tablet am I using? I always forget to mention that. It's like, how do you say it? Huion? I don't know how you say it. It's Huion, I think it is a Huion. Yeah, it's a Huion something. Let me go see what this is. It's a Huion 1060 Pro Plus. That's what this is. Which is just like a tablet. It doesn't have a screen. You're not drawing on the screen. Which I would love a tablet like that. I've never actually used one. Well, I mean, I've drawn on my tablet, like my reading tablet that I use mostly for reading. But I don't really draw on it unless I'm really bored sitting in the car with nothing to do. Usually I just read on it. But that's what am I doing here? I don't know why I didn't edit this out, because I could have edited this out and made it a lot shorter. And I have the hiccups. That's great. I think it's from the pizza, but hey, TMI. Huh. But what am I doing here? I don't even actually know what I'm doing here. But I do draw a lot of birds, paint them, etching, color pencils. I just make a lot of birds, whether it's traditional or with digital. I don't know, I just like painting birds. But I'm not really a painter. I mean, watercolors, but I just don't have the patience. You're noticing a trend here? I don't have the patience for a lot of things. I think it's just age. You know, I'm not that old, but maybe it's age. When I do paint, it's very messy, and I get paint everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. But, so that's why I'm stuck with digital. I'm not stuck with digital, but it's easier to use digital. And it's just, I just prefer it, actually, now. I need more practice, but I'm getting better at it, slowly. Where am I at now? Working still more on the belly feathers, which are gray. The bird, robins, like most robins, it's red, gray, brown. Not quite as red as North American robins, but still red. And the males and the females, as far as I remember, look the same here. I'm pretty sure they do. And I haven't been in Canada for 15 years, and there's a difference between them. I do miss a lot of the birds in Canada, because the colors are everything here. A lot of birds are brown and gray, and you get a few yellow ones, I guess. And the wood pigeons are kind of greenish, but they don't, yeah, I'm actually surprised wood pigeons still exist, because they're constantly flying into things. But there's probably a reason for that they don't fly very well. Robins fly well. They fly, but they're very small, like smaller than a fist, probably like a child's fist. No, they're smaller than that. I'm trying to think, I don't know how small, but they're tiny. They're cute and tiny. But I mean, I love a bird, but our dog would go insane, because whenever she hears them, it's just bark, 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 bark all the time. Which is why we don't have a bird table to feed the birds, because she would just spend all day staring out the windows at the birds, growling at them. But there's way too many cats in the area anyway, so we wouldn't want to feed the birds, because then technically you're just feeding the cats. You're feeding up their snacks, because people just let their cats out here, which is a big bugbear of mine. But hey, I'll never, no matter how long I'm here, I'll never understand that. Anyway, not about cats. I do draw cats a lot too. Mostly big cats, like lions, tigers, lots of tigers. That's okay, I like them too. The thing's the eyes. Usually when I do tigers, well, any kind of big cat, usually it's colored pencil. But we're on the red. This is actually quite orange on the screen. But I think it's just my screen, because I look at it on my laptop, it's not this orange. It's more reddish, so it's probably just my screen. I need to fix it, but I'll do that later. Add some brown, bit of shading, because the gray and the brown's pretty much done. Add a bit more red. See, this is more actually red rather than orange red, even though the birds themselves are more red, or no, sorry, they're more orange red. You know, they do have a bit of red to them. But so you do know, when you see a bit of red, you know it's a robin. Because I'm trying to think, is there any other birds around here that are red? I don't actually know. I know you got robins, cardinals, and not sure, woodpeckers in North America, but I actually don't know. Even the woodpeckers around here are green, so I don't actually know if there's any more red birds. No, actually I don't think there's more red birds. There's blue ones, like blue tits, great tits, they're kind of like blue-gray. I'm gonna have to look that up. I've got a bird book, I should look it up. Maybe I'll do that when I'm done doing this voiceover. Add a bit of highlights to it, because I need some highlights, because it looks really flat without the highlights. And I'm gonna really have to look that up. If I really felt like it, I could pause it right now, but I really don't want to, because it's 9:20 at night, and I wanted to film this earlier, but once again, life got in the way. So I'm going to try to do at least one video a week. I wanted to do 2, but I've just been really busy lately, and I don't know why. Wish I did, because I'm not at uni anymore. I'm not at college. We don't have any kids, thankfully. We have a dog who has got the intelligence of a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, but we've just been really busy the last couple weeks. I thought, like I said, I've said before, thought I'd have more time. I'm not in uni anymore, and I don't have money to do a PhD, because I don't have 5+ grand in pounds to do a PhD a year, and this is 3 to 7 years. Well, it'll be less if I spread it over 6 to 7 years, but even then, I don't have that much money a year. I'd have to get like a fully funded PhD, and they're very hard to find sometimes. I think I could maybe apply for one in Glasgow, but do I really want to go to Glasgow? I could take the train, but then I have to go to Dundee, and it's not that far away, but I'm not a Dundee fan, even though, I went to uni there and in college, but I didn't have a choice, because it's the only place around here I could go to uni or college. I could go up to Aberdeen, but that's even further away. That's quite a far away, actually. That's at least an hour and a half, possibly, maybe longer on the train. I don't know. So it's up to Glasgow anyway. But they have a Tim Hortons in Glasgow, so you could have Tim Hortons. There isn't one in Dundee. They need one in Dundee. There's enough coffee shops in Dundee. They should have a Tim Hortons in Dundee. I know there's quite a few people around Dundee that would eat Tim Hortons. There's a few other Canadians. Put it around the student, put it around the uni. You'd probably sell all kinds of Timbits. Drunk students would buy a lot of donuts and Timbits, and I know that because I used to work at Tim Hortons, and I had a lot of drunks, but I worked night shift, so maybe that's why. Small town though, a lot smaller than Dundee. I think smaller than the town I'm in now. No, actually no, it's bigger than the one I'm in now. Yeah, the town I'm in now is quite small. Can't remember the population of where I am at the moment. It's tiny. Not as tiny as where I was living in Ontario, because that's a hamlet, so a couple hundred people, more in the summer, but usually just winter people. I mean, most people had summer houses there, and so the population maybe double in the summer. And that's where I saw all the birds. Hey, I'm just back in a loop, because we used to have a porch there, which as far as I'm aware is been rebuilt, so there'll be birds back and stuff, and woodpeckers and blue jays. I miss blue jays. You don't get blue jays here. But you have Canadian geese, of all things. You see Canadian geese, and people are like, oh, they're just birds. Canadian geese have attitude problems. Big time attitude problems. Don't piss off a Canadian goose, because they will attack you, and do it for fun. Trust me, I've been chased by them. I've had friends that were chased by them. They're mean little buggers. Actually, they're a fair-sized bird. They don't taste very good, though. I have eaten one. They're not very, they don't taste very good. But maybe it was just a bird. But very well could have been. Like I said, I like birds. And I talk a lot about birds. Which I should have been a falconer, or do something with birds. And I know I don't know, because I can't say it. I don't know what it is, and my dog just grumbled in the background. So you probably heard that. He's old. Well, it's not old. He's 10 in 2 days. She's 10, actually. But the vet says she could live... She's a border collie. She could live... not forever, but for a long time. Like a very long time. So yeah, back to the art, because I'm just rambling, but that's okay. It's just a voiceover. I'm not talking about anything specific. I'm just... talking about random stuff. I'm just adding shadows to his beak. Could be a her. I'm not really sure, like I said. Very well could be a her. Could be a him. I'm not sure. There's probably a way to figure it out, but I don't really know. It probably says in my bird book. I've got a couple. It might say in one of them, or I could just Google it. Google is handy for some things. The net can be for good occasionally. Usually not, but occasionally. But, I mean, gosh, the net's been... I mean, I would have been... When did I have my first computer? 12? So... But I didn't have the net. I played a lot of solitaire and blackjack on it, though. I could kick anybody's ass playing blackjack. Maybe not a dealer, but, if I went to Vegas, I'd probably end up broke. But no, computers are handy-ish, we'll say. They can be. I mean, hubby's got a degree in computing. I'm not 100% sure what, but it is something. And I just like making art because, like I said, I'm lazy and I don't like cleaning up stuff. And it's much easier just to use this digitally. And having the bigger tablet helps. I'm not sure how big that is, actually. I don't know, but it's bigger than the tablet I had before, which was Wacom, whatever they want to say it. And I didn't like it. But it was, I'm sure it was because it was a tiny one, or if it was just the surface I didn't like. Could have been both. I'm not really sure. This one has more of like a paper texture to it. It's got more of a tooth to it, so it's actually like drawing on paper or canvas. But maybe that's why I prefer this one. Quite possibly. But almost done with the birdie. I should name him, or her. But maybe. I'm not sure. He doesn't really look Christmassy here, but that's okay. If you're in the UK, robins are Christmas. And give them some tiny feet. Very simple feet. Feet. I said feet. Feet. Very pink kind of at the moment, but that's okay. Add a bit of shading to them eventually. They're not very big even on the screen, so I don't need to add too much detail. Just enough to make sure they look like feet. Or feets. It's like, speak properly, Jen. But no, I mumble a lot. I know I mumble a lot. Partly because of fake jaw joints. Partly because of the MS. Partly just because I tend to talk really fast and mumble a lot. All my words just run together. Because I talk fast occasionally. But that's okay. Anyway, back to the bird's feet. Add some shading to his toes. I think I might have added too many toes. How many toes do the robins have? Oh, I might have to delete one of these toes. I don't think I do. Because you can't really tell. They have 4, 3? I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up too. Oh well. It looks okay, sort of. You can't really tell unless you're a ornithologist? Is that what it is? Could be an ornithologist. No, that's not it. I should know this. Considering I used to want to be do stuff with zoology and stuff, but hey, and put a Christmas hat on him, because he needs a Christmas hat to make him more like looked more Christmassy, we'll say, because he needs to be more Christmassy. Because then he just looks like a robin who's standing on presents. He might just poop all over them. Very well could just poop all over the presents. They do poop everywhere. So if you're hanging clothes up, you gotta be careful they're not around, because they just make a mess everywhere. But usually don't hang around our yard enough because the dog barks at them all the time. Like I said, she doesn't like birds. I think it's because they fly around and she can't catch them. But yeah, so this is what it is now. It's finished, and I added some more shadows to it because it really needed shadows on the presents. It just looked, there was no light source, so I added some highlights and some shadows because it needed it to finish it completely. So this is my Christmas Robin, all done. And thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to me ramble. I was rambling a lot.